Vice President Mike Pence will meet with people hit by Hurricane Harvey and survey damage this afternoon.
Yesterday, President Trump sent a message of reassurance to storm victims in a pitch for his tax reform plan at a factory in Missouri. He also sent a message to Congress urging lawmakers to reduce what he called the crushing tax burden on companies and workers. Here is some of what he said.
I am fully committed to working with Congress to get this job done, and I don't want to be disappointed by Congress. Do you understand me? Do you understand? Understand. Congress. I think Congress is going to make a comeback. I hope so. Tell you what, the United States is counting on it. And your Senator, Claire McCaskill, she must do this for you, and if she doesn't do it for you, you have to vote her out of office.
Michael Graham joins us now from Boston. He's a CBSN political contributor and a columnist for the Boston Herald. Michael, good to see you. You heard the president there single out Senator Claire McCaskill. He won Missouri by double digits in November. Does the White House see Senator McCaskill as an easy target when it comes to getting her vote?
I don't think there are any easy targets. In fact, I was talking to our friend Steve Shigaris, the political director of CBSN, on my podcast today, and we both predicted no Democrats would cross over to support President Trump, not because they necessarily disagree over policy. I mean, there are all kinds of deals on taxes to be made, but because Donald Trump is so radioactive for the Democratic base that no Democrat wants to get near them and be, have a primary opponent say, friend of Trump on the Democratic side. I thought, though, the smart thing that Trump did, and it's Claire McCaskill, I mean, that's going to unfold like it does. I don't think that's going to have any impact on her behavior. But the smart thing Trump is doing is calling out Congress as a whole. America will be disappointed if Congress doesn't get their act together on tax reform. You've seen the latest poll numbers. Fox News poll has Trump at 41%. 35% of Americans think are going in the right direction. Who has worse numbers than that? Congress. They're polling at 15%, somewhere near gangrene and being flooded by Hurricane Harvey.
Geez, that sounds terrible.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
No
Well,
kidding.
keeping that in mind, clearly with this speech, like you said, he's trying to put pressure on Congress, but there's just 50 legislative days left. Tax reform has to get done. Is a speech like this enough?
Oh, no, it's not going to be enough. It's going to need to apply pressure. But I do think that this is a place where Donald Trump can have some impact. And there's been a kind of a theme that's built up, which is that Trump sits in the White House waiting for Congress to do something. And he's sitting there ready to sign it. You want to sign a tax? He'll sign a tax bill. He'll sign a health bill. He'll sign a dry cleaning bill. You just stick something on his desk. He's just there to sign it. But that clearly didn't work in health care. And more importantly, as his numbers fall, you see Republicans getting more restive, more willing to talk him out of the game, going forward with tax approaches without even referring to the White House. The White House can get in the game if they can get their base ginned up, get their base calling these members and saying, you know what, we agree with the president. Congress, you're letting us down. And if that message starts resonating with independents, which it's clearly designed to do, then that suddenly, if you're a congressman or senator, it's not about how do people feel about Trump as a guy. It's how angry are they going to be at you if you fail yet again to do something on something big like taxes.
But, Michael, much like the proposed budget, few details when it comes to the idea of tax reform and what he's floating. That's got to be a problem.
Well, once again, this is that dichotomy of Trump waiting to sign something. He's not that involved in the individual elements. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin is, and he definitely has a clear vision. There's a lot of talk that this is all going to come down to something that's easy to pass, which is cut a bunch of taxes and take on more debt. And that may be the case. But there are people in the Republican coalition, the Wall Street Journal writes about this all the time, who really want to see an opportunity to do something fundamental to set us on a better economic economic path. Their argument is that if you can do what Reagan did in 1986 and get rid of a bunch of the deductions and nonsense and loopholes and all that and make it simpler, that alone can have a major impact on the part of the economy that's hurting the most, which is getting revenue back to workers. I thought it was interesting. Jamie Dimon, the chairman of Goldman Sachs, big wig, Wall Street guy, his op-ed yesterday was all about if you set money free for corporate owners and investors, you will see that money come back for workers and hiring. And that's a message that Donald Trump could certainly sell if he chose to.
Trickle down. Sort of heard something like that already.
Yeah.
Michael Graham in Boston, thank you very much.